The views expressed on this Turnbuckle Tabloid live stream or Turnbuckle Tabloid podcast episode do not reflect the views, thoughts, or opinions of the Rageworks brand, including the Rageworks Podcast Network, Rageworks content partners, advertisers, and affiliates. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Dead man walking.
This is the dead man, Big Evil himself, the Undertaker. Listen to Turnbuckle Tabloid. Download and stream on all podcasting outlets. You could also watch them on Facebook Live. Be sure you check them out, or else you'll rest in peace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Buyers. Any of you guys out there are impulse buyers like me? I am one of those guys that does impulse buying. I don't do it often, but I'm one of those guys that if I'm focused on something, especially something I just see and I say, oh, I need that, or oh, I got to try that, or I want to get that. And it's probably the least necessary thing that I'm going to need in my life, but I'll say I gotta get that by hook or by crook. I gotta get it, and you end up getting it, and once you get it, you're excited that you get it. Then you figure out, and after a time period, what the fuck did I want to get this for anyway? That often happens to me. I often do these impulse buys, and then I get excited. I wait for it, and then when it finally comes, I go, yay, I got it. And then I go, what the fuck did I get this for? So the reason why I'm having this conversation with myself and you guys is because not too long ago, you guys know here, I'm a avid gamer, and not too long ago, I was going through YouTube, and I was looking for a handheld emulator player, and I came across one not too long ago that was highly recommended, called the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, and it's a really good emulator. It's runs on Android, and it pretty much plays almost up to PS2. I was still working the kinks out on the PS2 version of everything, but everything else ran smoothly. So I get this. I was excited. I was taking it to work, playing it at work. It's nice handheld, nice size. It looks discreet. It's probably about the size of maybe, and if you have an Galaxy phone, like the S21, not the Ultra. I have the Ultra, but the smaller version, or maybe a little bigger than your cult following Apple iPhone, fucking whatever version you have on it now, whatever. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Apple. In any case. So I get this, and I was excited to have it. I take it the other night, and I put it in my book bag, and my book bag has like a flap that's an opening flap. My book bag is weird. I have zippers on everything else, but for this flap, it's open. And I was just only going to carry it to my locker. Usually, I would take the handheld and put it in my pocket, but at this moment, I had to go run to deal with a crisis at work. And I put it in my book bag, and when I had to throw the book bag over my shoulder, it fell out. And the make of the handheld is not that great. You could tell that it's cheap. So I was like, oh, fuck. And I've been looking for a case, a covering for it for a couple of weeks now, and they don't make one. So it fell. And now it still works. It still runs, but the shoulder buttons, one of the shoulder buttons is off. It's not working properly. and the power and volume buttons are a little bit off. So I know for someone who's a tech person, they'll sit there and go, well, all you need to do is open it and probably have to like solder something. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I found me a repair store that said that they'll do it. So I'm gonna set it up that way. Reason why I say this story is because before I got this, well, while I had this, I'm going down the hole because I'm trying to find out a great way to set the settings for the emulators and such on YouTube. And I come across a video of why is the PS Vita a big find for 2023. There's numerous videos explaining why the PS Vita is probably the best handheld system right now. And I'm going, I had a Vita years ago. Why is it so great now? And I'm watching video after video about now how you could hack it, put the home brews in and all this. Anybody who's not a tech person, you guys are sitting there going, what the fuck are you talking about? In any case, you'll be able to do more with the Vita now that is basically on the realm of possibly being obsolete, especially now that Sony has announced that they're going to bring out a new handheld. So they're saying that right now the Vita is one of the better handhelds to play emulators. So I said, oh, let me look into this. And this is when my whole mindset starts running about impulse buying. Now, in the videos, I'm hearing that you can get it from Japan for about $110, $120. So I said, okay, that's not bad. I think I could do that. You know, of course they're not new, they're refurbished or they renewed or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, all right, that's no problem. I could deal with that. Then I come across two hiccups. Number one, the videos were a little bit older, maybe about, I think at minimum was about 5 months ago. And I realized that though a lot of people has watched these videos too, so the prices have gone up on it. So they're not a 110, so 120. So now they're about roughly about 180, 190, as high as maybe 290, 300. And I'm going, yeah, fuck, I don't think I want to invest that much in this. And finally I said, you know, let me go check this place. And what place did I check? Walmart. Walmart has everything for you. And sure enough, Walmart did. They had one there for $169 plus tax, and I get free shipping. It came out to $180. So I said, am I going to buy this? And I say, Jay, you know yourself. You're going to buy this. So yeah, I went and ordered it. Now is the process of getting it ready. I just got it today and I'm charging it up. And now is the process of now waiting till I turn around to myself and say, why the fuck did I buy this? I tend to do that. I say that to say to you guys, welcome everybody to another episode of Turnbuckle Tabloid. I'm your host, Mr. Internet, the king of talk style, and as always, the cheap thrill, Jay the Red Santee. Be sure you check us out on all the social media outlets. Check us out on the like and group page on Facebook. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab, as well as on Twitter at Turnbuckle Tab. And always be sure you check us out on all the outside options, as well as on YouTube, TikTok, and as well as on, you guessed it, on Twitch. Also, be sure you check us out on all the podcasting outlets, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you can pick up the podcast is wherever you can download. Make sure you check us out on all downloading, streaming, and subscription-based podcasting outlets. Download, subscribe, be a part of the vibe here at Turnbuckle Tabloid. And if not, you could always go to the family, go to RageWorksNetwork.com, where you could get all things relevant to the world of RageWorks. RageWorks has Black is New Black, Trek Untold, Slave for Me, Toys and Techs, and of course, Turnbuckle Tabloid with much, much more. So make sure you check out the family at RageWorksNetwork.com. And you can always go to RageWorks.net for, you know, all the fun things that occur in the world of pop culture. You get video games is what I was just talking about anyway. You get video games, movies, TV shows, comic books. For you hobbyists, we also have conversations about collectibles. You guys if you want some easy reading, check out the family at rageworks.net. We got contests there and much, much more. So check out the family at rageworks.net. Rageworks.net. We do it for the culture, baby. Pop culture, that is. So, I want to thank you guys for your condolences and your showing of love last week. I opened up and shared my thoughts and my prayers and my love for my sister who passed away just a little bit over a week ago. And you guys came out in droves and showed love and downloaded and listened to and shared messages to me, and was very sympathetic to the unfortunate circumstance. It's not really easy for me to open up too much about things in my personal life, especially some certain aspects like that in my life, because in my shoot world, as they say in wrestling terminology, because this is a wrestling show, in my shoot world, I don't really post much on there because of there's not really much to really say on there. Sometimes I'll drop something quirky or something I deem will be a little bit funny or ironic and such, or maybe a moment that I'm having with super producer Sally and such, which is probably the majority of things that I do. But when it comes to a lot of internal, really personal things, especially like maybe a death in a family or struggles that I'm going through, I try to stay away from that. Although I must tell you that I was really one that would throw shade at individuals and of the female persuasions when I was not happy with what they were doing to me. I don't take rejection easily. So I would do that. I would throw them subs out there. But I don't do that much anymore. I think I've learned my lesson. I think I've grown. But I want to thank you guys for showing love, and my family really appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys for taking your time out to send your condolences and your shout outs to me and such. So thank you for that. I also had another issue this past week. And the other reason why I really don't share on social media is because why do it there when I could do it here? Mm-hmm. It's a one-way avenue where I could just splurge out of there. But in hindsight, I know somebody's listening, right? So I had another fucking unfortunate occurrence last week where I applied for a position at a job, and I was looking forward to it because basically this position was cut out for me, and everyone in the building, or in my department at least, knew that I was going to get this position. It's actually 4 positions, and one of them I believe was definitely slated for me. And I think for the most part, many, many people that I work with believe that this was made for me. I interviewed. I even got up in the suits. I put on the suits. I left the wrestling t-shirts at home, put on a nice suit designed by super producer Sally. And I went in, and from what I felt and what I believed, I killed the interview. And unfortunately, I got the letter saying I didn't get the position. I share with you that, yes, I am as pissed off as a rattlesnake that has not been fed in 2 months. I am, I'm perturbed. I'm trying to keep it very, low key on my rage and anger on how and why I didn't get this. I'm not going to go and like fucking spray up the place or shit like that, but I am, not pleased on the outcome. And reason being is because I have to think that the reason why that this has occurred is on different levels, but I have to take the tantric positive level, which is possibly in karma. There is another position out there in this world that is meant for me, and I have to go and grab it by the balls and get it. Other reasons that go in my mind is, you guys know that I work in a field of psychiatry, and in that field, there's many times in which patients will lob allegations against you because they're not happy about their treatment at the facility. Their treatment being that for the most part, they want to go home. And when they don't go home and they're not taking their medications and such, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do for their treatment plan or their behavior plan, they get a little bit feisty. And in my position, we're the ones that de-escalate crisis. And in certain instances, when doing this, when patients aren't happy with the way that the process of treatment is going, in which they are looking for the fast recovery when it's not happening, they tend to lash out. So one of the ways that they lash out is they lob allegations against staff members, and it becomes a whole big shitty process, and Department of Justice couldn't get involved and such. It's a shitty thing, and it's a part of the job. And I know I'm just ranting here, but I need to, because I've yet to fucking have a conversation with somebody about this. But it's part of it's part of the inner workings of the job where this occurs. I've gotten allegations lobbed at me at least once or twice a year, and not to the level of Department of Justice level, but levels in which they, internally someone, administration managers would ask questions, the supervisor may ask questions, and then we, it's usually just, case closed. Nothing occurred. We know, and 9 times out of 10, it's like patients being patients, especially in psychiatry. This is what they do, and that's it. But in this case, this was an investigation that got bumped up to the Department of Justice, and I had to be interviewed by one of their representatives and such like that. And long story short, I was found to be substantiated, which means I was innocent of any wrongdoing. Video footage showed that all thing was good. Your boy Jay did what he was supposed to do. And during the same time, this was when the interviewing process was going across, and not long after the interview, I think maybe a week later, I received a letter from the Department of Justice saying that my case was substantiated, that I was free of all charges. Not too long after that, a couple of weeks after that, is when I got a letter saying that I didn't get the position I wanted. I have to go through the mindset of this, saying the reason why I didn't get this position was because of that. Because if I have the mindset that I didn't get this position due to something else, I will lose my mind, and I would probably just start like blacking out on any managers and supervisors, and not in a sense that I'm going to be fucking, like I said, like, shooting up the place, but I'll just be disrespectful and just be asshole and just ask them to go fuck off. I have to come to that thought that that's what it is, because when I hear other people internally who did get the job, I would say, oh, I could see them getting it. Good for them. And someone else getting it, I go, what? How the fuck did that happen? Yeah, I'm still working through this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really trying to fucking, believe that it's that. I don't want to think of it being something else, which it always is, which is, it's not what you know, is who you know. That's always the tagline. I'm okay with that part of it, because that's the nature of business, especially in the area of healthcare. But for this situation, I'm just going to say, I'm going to sit here and believe that I didn't get this position because management and the administration cannot justify giving the position to someone who was just involved in a DOJ, Department of Justice investigation. So maybe it's not his time. If the time comes when it comes around again, maybe it will go to him. But as of right now, I'm just going to have to leave it there. I'm still fucking pissed. Any case, thank you guys for listening to me as I vent. And this is a wrestling show, and we got much wrestling to talk about this week. Going to be doing an overview of what occurred on AEW's Double or Nothing this past weekend. Homework Mike stops in and he discusses what happened at Night of Champions because I don't watch that Blood Money show. He did. So we'll talk about that. I'll give my overviews, my thoughts of the NXT pay-per-view or premium live event, as well as there was more stuff that occurred on the show, which you may want to, listen to or disregard because I did do a review of WWE 2K's MyRise. I want you guys to listen to that. But also there was like the predictions and stuff like that, which would be funny. You could listen to it and then find out whether or not we were right or not. We could do that. Other than that, guys, thanks again for checking in and listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid and much to talk about. So guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. We have some ads to run. So stick around. Check you guys in a sec.
What's going on, everybody? Tony G here, better known to the world as Josie's Boy, aka your girl's favorite artist. And today I'm here to tell you about my company, Painted in Blue. Painted in Blue is a creative house established in 2017, and we specialize in handmade custom leather goods. We coined the term luxury minimalism because we believe even in your everyday life, no matter how much running around you have to do, you can still stand out and be fly. We create everything from luxury handbags to wallets and some of the best leathers you can find that you would love to carry on a day-to-day basis. So if you believe in looking fly while you handle your business while pushing fashion forward, make sure you guys go to paintedinblue.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at _Painted in Blue on Instagram and on Facebook at Painted in Blue.
This is Jim Russell from Choke Radio, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Turnbuckle Tabloid, cutting a promo.
Cutting a promo this week will be my review of AEW's Double or Nothing 2023, as well as NXT's Battleground, which surprisingly to some, let's say surprising to many, was actually really good. Some may say might have been the event of the weekend, maybe outshining not only Double or Nothing, but also Night of Champions. We shall get to that. So going into Double or Nothing, shout out to the boys who were in the building. Brother AJ was here, as well as my nephew Marcus, and of course Whole Milk, who stopped in. And if you guys don't know me not by now, I'm a guy that has a lot of monitors in his living room. I have dual monitors on the computer, and I actually have two TVs in my living room. I've done that for so many years. It's just nature of the beast. I've done that because I usually would find comfort in my living room. So what I would do is I would have one TV for TV shows and sports running, and the other TV would be for me to play video games. And I've done this for everywhere I go, so much so that I actually have two TVs in my room as well. I might have ADD. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just have. This is something I do. Some of you will say, "Wow, sounds like you have big money." And I'm like, no, I'm really good at catching sales. Any case. So on this night, I had the two TVs running, and the one thing that I enjoyed about that is that I could have Battlegrounds on one and Double or Nothing on the other. I was not pleased because my usual avenues in which I can watch a pay-per-view was pretty much closed down to me due to certain restrictions, which next time I'm not going to be fucking purchasing shit, because that's exactly what I had to do. I ended up going to Bleacher Report and purchasing the pay-per-view. Shout out to Little Bit. She wanted to go halfies on it, and I said, nah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. We'll you can make it up to me on buy me a dinner or some shit, buy me a bottle, whatever. But as for now, don't worry about it. You're good. And I wanted her to suffer through this ridiculousness as I did. That's what it was. I knew it was going to be this. because for me, I knew that this wasn't going to be well. And I was right. So let's start this off with opening of the night. We had the buy-in, or the whatever the fuck they were calling it. We have the Hardys with Hook versus Ethan Page, the Guns, and I said, fuck this match. I knew that this would be an easy win for the Hardys because, hey, Hook is on their team and he's yet to lose, right? The stipulation for this match was that if the team of the Hardys and Hook win, then the Hardys would take control of Ethan Page's contract. Yikes. No harm, no foul. Brother Zay was in the match. I actually had to sit there and go, who the fuck is Brother Zay? And then, the guys was like, that's Isaiah Cassidy. I was like, next. We then get the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW International Championship, which I'm growing to hate the name of that. By the way, did anybody see the screenshots of how many people were in Las Vegas to watch this? There was a lot of seats available, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of seats. So we get, through all the debauchery and knuckleheadedness that would occur, Orange Cassidy sustains a win here. Yeah, I let that one run a little bit longer because that's exactly what's occurring when he won the Battle Royal. I mean, we still have to suffer through this just because it's Tony Khan's favorite gimmick. Yeah. We didn't get Adam Cole with Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society. With Sabu as the special guest referee. In an unsanctioned match, which they had to sign a contract for. Homo tried to, and later on you hear he tried to pave it over as, that's what they were signing a contract to make sure that no one can sue the company if someone gets hurt. And I'm yeah, that's not a contract. That's not what that's called. But in any case, this match had its ups, its downs. The Britt Baker run-in, getting justification on Jericho. And once again, this is one of those matches that just had so much going on and so much time. And why did we need Sabu here? Just a name to throw out there for fodder and bring back some kind of nostalgia, I guess. I don't know. Listen. Adam Cole gets the win here by referee stoppage. I guess this is what it is. Next we get Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, known as FTR, versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. And Mark Briscoe was the special guest referee. As much as I want to say that this was a bad match, it wasn't. I was just thankful that it didn't go the way that I would have gone with AEW booking as of late, because I would not have been surprised if Lethal and Jarrett got the win here. This is just the way that they'll go. And some may say that should have happened. No, because your next pay-per-view is going to be Forbidden Door, and you want FTR to have a match with, I'm going to believe that New Japan is going to bring in their tag team champions, and then you're going to want to have that match for Forbidden Door. I'm just speculating here. All in all, just a lot of once again, useless debauchery going on here, but nothing that was too obscene. I actually thought it was a pretty decent match, fun match, to say the least. FTR gets the win here. We get Wardlow versus Christian Cage in a ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship. I'm sorry, but the one thing that was distracting me the most in this match was the fact that Christian had on a sleeveless turtleneck. That was annoying the shit out of me, honestly. The ensemble was throwing me the hell off. I swear to you, I thought it was Christian looked like a supervillain from Zoolander. It was plus the fact that this was just nothing but a throwaway match so that Christian could get his last ladder match, I guess, on a pay-per-view. Everybody knew that Luchasaurus should have been the one in this match. No one, matter of fact, none of these besides Wardlow should have been in this match, but we still get this match, and I think they're doing Wardlow no justice here. Honestly, I think this guy is just is being used improperly all around within this company, and I really think they need to start reevaluating what they want to do with him. And thankfully, the hot potato belt didn't get handed over here. We got Wardlow retaining here for the ladder match. Why would you have your big man do a swanton off a ladder outside the ring like Jeff Hardy? Boggles the fucking mind. Just boggles the mind. We didn't get Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's Championship match. Going in, we pretty much had an idea that Hayter has been working with an injury and she might not be able to hold on to the title for much longer. And the one upside on this was the fact that they worked it to their advantage, where, you know, the Outcast put a pounding on Hayter before the match, before she entered the ring, and they did a number which helped to give Toni Storm the advantage. Although Jamie did fight from underneath, she couldn't fight for too long, and the match went along the way it should go, which was, you know, smart. That was smart booking, very smart booking. That I give them that. And it's upsetting because knowing that the match that we've seen prior with Storm and Hayter, which was a really solid one, we weren't able to get it here. But smart decision here to change over the title to Toni Storm, and it's not a bad transition. So I wasn't upset about that. We then get an impromptu, well, it wasn't impromptu. It was basically a open house match, open challenge. Who was it was the House of Black versus who turned out to be the Acclaimed, which Max Caster's opening lyrics, his rhyme, was one for the ages. Not gonna lie, I actually fucking laughed when I heard this. It was hysterical. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, yo, Platinum on the mic. Are you not entertained? In Vegas, everybody loves the Acclaim. We leaving Brody King in a sad place, looking like a reject from RuPaul's Drag Race. Yo, that might have been in bad taste, but how does Malachi get away with doing blackface?
Which we talk about later on.
All ominous when he's getting cucked by a kid named Dominic. Yo, listen. Everybody want you back in 5 minutes. How's a house of black with no black guys in it? And you can keep the advantage. We don't need a special rule to beat your emo asses.
Can't be mad. They're fucking entertaining. I as much as I hate the Scissor Me Daddy bullshit, the tag team itself, they're talented, and it works with the Billy Gunn thing. Billy Gunn's gonna be 60. He's gonna be 60 this year. Like, wow. And he moves better than most of the people on that fucking roster. That's insane. But nonetheless, this was actually a really good match. It was a fun match. I enjoyed it. This is one of those moments that I'm actually wishing that the titles did change hands. It would have been a great pop here. Then then that would have been a hot potato belt too. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but the crowd would have loved it here, especially after that that opening exchange. But nonetheless, House of Black get the win here, and hopefully this is going to be a continuance of this rivalry, of a possible rivalry. So let's just see. We then get, for the TBS Women's Championship, we get Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill and a stinker once again. I feel so bad for Taya. They put her in. Nash said it best on his podcast. They need to take Cargill, and since they don't have a system to where that she can continue to work on her craft and like house shows and such, they need to pull her away and do something different with her. Make her, well, he said they're female Goldberg. And I'm like, they already got that. And he said something about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I can see that, maybe, but she just needs to just work with people who generally know how to bump for her, put her over, and B, stay in your gimmick. It doesn't work where you're a heel, but you're this motherly heel. Like, I don't see how Khan is still trying to go with no. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, right, you're still a heel, but heels do have kids. Like, we're not gonna make it seem like you don't have any kids, because then it doesn't work. You still, regardless of what you think, that Fabe is dead, but there still needs to have this facade that she's just this asshole. And if you're going to implement the family thing, then make that a priority when it comes to it's my family or nothing, like that kind of thing. I don't care about none of you. Don't care about, the only thing that matters is my family. It's my family or nothing. And, you have to convey that to something to where she doesn't give a fuck about Mark Sterling or no one else, but it's just for her family. I'm doing it for the purse. I'm doing it for the bag, baby. I don't care about none of you mother effers out there. Like, you gotta, I don't know. It doesn't work when you're seeing her after a match or before a match blowing kisses to a daughter, because if you're going to implement the child, make the child part of, her heelish ways, talking smack. Listen, if you bringing your kid into the fold, then you're about to get heat for it. And I'm not surprised that, the masses will give her shit for it. But that's the choice you make when you want to involve your family. That's what you do. And on a quick side note, I know there's a lot of people going around these days with this online bashing and shit like that, and I do not condone it. The one thing that I do have to say to celebrities and such who are getting bashed, like a Lizzo and such, is turn your comments off. It's just that simple. Turn your comments off. And, you know, as easy as people could say the whole, you know, well, they're making money now. Why would you even care about what somebody else thinks? They're the ones who are giving you the money. A lot of them are the ones who are bringing you money. And there's a lot of them who are quietly contributing to your wealth, but still hate on you and still say stupid shit because they themselves are going through their own self-evaluations and self-esteem issues. So making others feel bad or try to make others feel bad for attention helps to bring them up. So as much as you enjoy hearing sweet and kindful words on social media about how inspirational, how great your stuff is and what you do and such, with that comes the negativity. And if you leave your comments open, then that's what you get. What you should do is just get a social media monitor who will delete the negativity or block them or just feed you positive shit. I don't want to hear the negative. And you can do that. That's fine. That's okay. There's going to be trolls everywhere and there's going to be assholes everywhere. It's just the nature of the beast. Everybody has an opinion. Majority of them stink. Just like assholes. So with that, I go back to the rundown. Jay Cargill gets the win here. Sorry, Taya. I think they're not doing you justice here. Your wrestling is much needed elsewhere. But then after that, we get the prediction in which Holmberg saw coming, but didn't know it was going to happen that night. We get the return of Chris Statlander, and after an open challenge was made by Jade, we get Statlander who returns, and she gets the win here in 40 seconds, it looks like, 48 seconds. But apparently they knew that she was going to get the win because of the confetti being dropped. Oh, God. Yeah, guys. Booking. We then get MJF versus Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy, as well as Darby Allin for the AEW World Championship. We get the announcement of Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello, announcing that they are pregnant. The crowd applauded. They're supposed to be heels. I'll just leave it at that. Don't need to do a rant on him. Unless you're telling me that Sammy's going to be a face and you're going to make him the underdog face that can't win a match and he's not going to get any money. I get that, but yeah, they're not going to do that. This match was probably the worst of MJF's matches that he's ever been in. This was very much a spot monkey match. This is not of his caliber. This is not of his wheelhouse. The spot where MJF is telling Sammy Guevara to lay down, and Sammy can't even fucking do the act properly. He sounds and looks like shit doing it. All right, Max. All right, I'll lay down, and then he rolls him up for a pin. It just for a 4 pillars match, and this is what the match that Tony Khan reads on social media is like. You know, it'd be a great match if Tony Khan would book a 4 pillars match. Yeah, I had to let it go on for the fullest. MJF gets the win here, thankfully, after a coffin drop in which was supposed to be hit on Jungle Boy, but Max laid out the belt on Jungle Boy, in which Darby supposedly took the brunt of it, and I guess got pinned by a headlock rollover pin. Why Darby? Why wouldn't it just be Jungle Boy? It would tell an easier story that you pin Jungle Boy, although Darby was quote unquote injured. And if you wanted to continue a storyline after the fact, after Forbidden Door with Darby, it'll be like, Max, you stole my win with your cheating ways. You didn't have to cover Darby. The easiest person to pin would have been Jungle Boy. Or you could have pinned Sammy, which could have started his face push. But I'm just a podcaster behind a mic who doesn't get paid enough money to book a wrestling show. We get the match that everybody was waiting for, right? Yay! Anarchy in the arena match with the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. Woof. Everybody kept saying, Jay, I know this is going to be the match you've been waiting for. Wink, wink, eye. Which, by the way, this night went way too fucking long. It was long. It's like The Godfather 1 and 2. I'm just looking at the timestamps for both the last two main events were at 27 minutes each. Unnecessary. Just like it was unnecessary for the band leader to come out wearing blackface. What the fuck was that? I was even trying to compensate to say, well, he's wearing a mask and then an under, just an undertone. If he wore a black mask or a black face and had white makeup, I don't think anybody would have had a problem with it. Anything but red, dude. Anything but red. And you wore red. Ugh. This was a hypocrisy up and down of us. You got a guy, Sabu, who was throwing racial slurs and such negative fucking overtones on Twitter against your staff, Taz and Renee and such. And then now you got a guy in blackface, and you just heard Max Caster make a blackface reference as well on the show. What the fuck is going on with you, Khan? How do you allow this? And this comes from a guy who wants to be loved by everybody. So this match was way, way overbooked. It was ridiculous. I believe that they could have had a lot of space to work, and seeing as though that the auditorium was not filled to the gills. The great spot was the big explosion boot that happened from Matt Jackson. I want to deeply believe that they did that just to fucking promote the fight. I would not have been mad that Fight Forever logo would have popped up right after that occurred. That would have been fucking genius. At least you're doing promotion. But you did it just to do it. The match was everywhere. The match was, of course, it's an Anarchy in the Arena match, right? Yeah. The music was fucking annoying. They thought that they could get away with it because it happened one time before. It was just annoying. It went on and on and on. It went on and on and on. Don't stop believing that this match won't stop. Ugh. Finally, we get to the prominent point of the match, where the climax, where the masked individual who ran in to attack Kenny Omega once Don Callis got involved was, as everybody knows him as Takeshita. Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't it Takeshita? That's what it looks like. Takeshita. Takeshita. Which, don't get me wrong. The kid is a fucking talented wrestler. He really is. And he fits more with a Blackpool Combat Club than fucking Wheeler Yuta, whom got the win in this match. I will hit the cricket sounds, but this was more. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. They're really trying to put this fucking kid over like he's badass, and no one believes it. It's like the Jay-Z line: "We don't believe you. We need more people." It's sad. It's sad, and I can beat him up, and I'm almost 47 years old, and I know I can fuck this kid up. It does not. He does not look believable as someone who's tough. And I've been saying it for the longest. If you would have put Daniel Garcia there, it would have made more sense. But hell, I have him part of Blackpool Combat Club in my universe mode. But now I don't know what the fuck it is. So all in all, this pay-per-view and me paying for it was not worth it at all. Easily not worth it at all. I could have watched, shockingly, because I don't watch the program, which this led me to want to care about it, NXT Battleground, which we were watching side by side, and had to say that this was actually the better of the fucking two shows. On Battleground, we had a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. We had Joe Gacy and Tyler Bate with Wesley, who was their incoming champion. Really solid match, really good match. I still find it like a little bit perplexing to see Gacy wrestle in a certain type of trunks, because I remember him in the Indies. And I miss his old indie song. That shit was, let me see if I can find it quick. But in this match, there was so many possibilities that anyone other than Wesley was going to win. A lot of people believe that Wesley should have dropped it here, but it seems as though that they did the right call, because he has been proven to be their dominant champ. It seems as though he's their longest reigning champion for the North American title, which is good. Oh, this is the CCW theme. I used to love this theme. Courtesy of CCW. I love this song. This shit is so hard. That shit is so hard. I'm sorry, but in any case, I hope I don't get strikes for that. In any case, Wesley gets the win here, and once again shows and proves how dominant he is as a North American champion, and it's a good look for him, man. I'm glad that he's getting that push. We then get Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee in a British rounds match for the NXT Heritage Cup. There was a lot going on here. If I was more in tune to what was going on with the storyline, I could possibly get it. By the way, Dragon Lee's trunks is another distraction for me. There's a lot of cheeks going on. It's just weird. It just bothers me a little bit. Makes me question my manhood. Match was solid as well, but like I said, there was so much involved in this match that kind of threw me off a little bit. But Noam Dar gets the win here after some outside interference, but it's cool. We then get Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov in a last match standing match, which was possibly considered the match of the weekend. Shout out to Dijak. We've been always a big fan of him on this side here. And Dragunov is definitely a guy that everybody should have on their radar. He's possibly going to get a call up soon. Early on in the match, we saw Dragunov get a really gnarly cut on his lower chin, but the kid fought through it, and really, really fun match, man. Loved every minute of it. Dragunov gets the win here. Great fucking match, guys. Check this. This is one of those recommended matches for you guys to see. Tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We got Gallus versus the Creed brothers. Creeds are also the ones that I believe will be getting a call up soon. I believe they should. They've gone from green to not green anymore. These guys are fucking a solid tag team. I would love to see them paired up with Chad Gable. If Chad does lose Otis, it makes a lot of sense for Chad to be the voice box for them and be part of a faction. Gallus gets the win here. Gallus is a really solid tag team as well. I see a big upswing with them in the upcoming future, especially with the Dyad, formerly known as the Grizzled Young Vets, looking for their exit. We get the finale of the tournament for the NXT Women's Championship. We get Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton, which, like I said, I don't watch the show, so I wasn't really aware of the talent of Tiffany Stratton. I asked the guys, and they said she's really solid. She's upcoming version of Charlotte, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good upswing for her. And coming from her gymnastics background, just as Charlotte had, she really was a work on this in this match. I was pleasantly surprised to see her in ring work, and Valkyrie as well. Valkyria as well. And this is another match, and I don't usually say this much for women's matches because due to how they're booking women in certain places, this is actually a really good, solid match. Tiffany Stratton gets the win here, and she becomes your new NXT Women's Championship. They really need to do something to fix the injury situation that's going on there. Rumor has it that there's due to the conditioning services that's going on at the PC that they might have to make a change there. But other than that, really good match to watch. And finally, for the NXT Championship, we get Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. Really good match as well. Both these men are talented. Braun has come into his own finally. I will not be surprised if he too gets a call up, and Braun has gone from, people having doubts like myself because he's a legacy kid to showing improvement that he can be a work, and he might actually be a nice fixture on the microphone as well. But Carmelo Hayes has such an upswing and a bright future. I don't see him leaving NXT anytime soon, but right now this is his moment to shine, and he's got much more coming his way. The big surprise at this match was there was two things that was involved in this. Number one, Mustafa Ali made an appearance during the night, and with that appearance, he can, because he's a free agent, which is a good look when proper booking has occurred. This is why certain wrestlers were left on free agency, so that they could pop up anywhere. I like that. That's actually a smart idea. And secondly, with that free agency, we also get the appearance of Baron Corbin, who after the match attacked Carmelo Hayes and looks to be a next entrant. What was that? In Street Fighter, next entrant in the chase for the NXT Championship, which I am wholeheartedly pro. I am very excited to see this. Hopefully they bring back the kind of lone wolf character for Corbin this will be a reimagining for him to bring that back. I always enjoy the lone wolf look, even though he has stringy hair. But as a bald-headed guy, it should fit for him perfectly. And he's actually making good steaks on Instagram. You should check that out, and on TikTok. But other than that, this was actually a really, really good show. And if you guys missed it, you guys should check it out. It's really something to look into. Other than that, once again, we have much to go into. Homework Mike stops in and he gives his review of Night of Champions and helps me with the WWE 2K23 review of MyRise and the prediction stuff. Prediction stuff is funny because you listen to it and you'll see whether or not we nailed it on the head. But other than that, don't go anywhere else. Stick around. We got much to talk about. See you guys in a sec.
Hey, this is Jordan Oliver, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid.
All right.
That shit is a tongue twister.
Yeah, you can try it one more time if you want.
Yeah.
All right, get it.
Hey, this is Jordan Oliver, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Circle. What the hell? I did hair on the mic. Sitting with the guy, the birthday boy.
Oh, hello. Yeah, it's my birthday.
Hold up, Mike. Check it in. What do you have plans for your birthday?
None really. I'm on vacation from work, so I'm spending time at home.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I do in mine. I have staycations. I don't really go anywhere.
Yeah. I do have plans with a friend on Friday though, but that's a different story.
I'm trying to make an annual event for my birthday. Last year I went to Six Flags for my birthday, get on roller coasters. I'm trying to do that again.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I want to get on roller coasters.
I saw the post.
Yeah,
the invite was probably lost in the mail.
I messaged somebody and I was like, I want to go ride roller coasters again, and they're like, okay, we can do it.
Nice.
Good. So that's a setup day for me. But round the square circle, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about roller coasters, what a roller coaster of a night or day people had. A lot of people forgot that Night of Champions was 1:00 in the afternoon.
You think so? You think a lot of people?
Oh yeah, they totally forgot. I got a message from Little Bit. Little Bit was like, yeah, Night of Champions at 1.
I guess.
Yeah,
and then you still got the contingent of people that boycott these shows because of where they are.
Oh, that'd be me. That's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but I think at this point, for me personally, I'm over it.
Nah, it's still blood money shit. I'm not a fan of it.
There's only a few more years, I guess, of it.
Yeah, but they'll renew it or find another place to go.
Yeah,
but I maybe look into Dubai or some shit like that.
I mean, they, let's be real here. They've gone away from the Legends matches that have been -5 stars, and they just relied on their in-ring current guys mostly.
Right.
And going into this show, coming out of the show, another solid show across the board, except for one.
You weren't happy about one match, so let me just get the rundown of what happened at Night of Champions, because
I have it in my head.
He, who is the whole milk,
yes,
was the one who watched it so he could give his.
And I was very active on the Turnbuckle Tabloid Facebook.
I saw.
Instagram.
I saw.
Not mostly Twitter, still working on it, but.
So, opening up the night, we had Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship.
Solid match.
People were surprised that this was the curtain jerker, that it was opening up the show, but seeing as though that
it's AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, they're gonna put on a 5-star classic.
Well, that
regardless of wherever the hell they're on the card.
Well, that and Seth Rollins had to leave. He had to fly back to the States because he was still filming the Captain America movie.
And that probably is no shocker of what comes next.
Right.
Before we get to that, but
so we get Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles. Your thoughts on that?
Very interesting. Very good match overall. Interesting fact that these guys haven't had a one-on-one match since 4 years ago, since Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall the match was solid. What else can you expect from Seth Rollins and AJ Styles? Two probably the best in-ring workers WWE has this day.
And this song is so over with Seth Rollins, no matter where we go. AJ Styles getting back in the swing of things, look, still the best he was, and Seth Rollins with the win, which I think all of us knew going in, but there's nothing wrong with knowing the outcome of it, because it's not wrong.
Right, especially since seeing as though that AJ's on SmackDown, that would have been a wasted pick to go to SmackDown and then to come back. Then we already are alluding to Karrion Kross, who's going to be chasing him down. So
yeah, but he already got beat on SmackDown. So
right, so
Rocky Road still for Karrion Kross.
Right,
which he was in the crowd for. Which I was. They did this thing during the night where they panned to the crowd and showed off several superstars like him, Omos, the Street Profits, LA Knight.
Yeah, what was that about?
Oh no, I think it's like their version of like the NXT people, like, oh, like guess who's here? Like they showed those people off.
Then,
but what do you? Seth Rollins was your.
It was my pick. Yeah, I had Seth winning.
And I said, like, if there was any chance AJ were to win, then they could do this thing of trading. Because remember, that's what part of drafting a fucking draft is about. If
right. The trading could have been occurring.
Where like Cody and then three other, like a team and a woman get traded for the OC.
Right.
To be even.
So Seth gets the win here. I'm not mad at that at all. I believe that's the right choice. That's the good call. And next up, we get Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. I like the outfits. Trish wearing her throwback attire, the black and with the pink stripes. And
do you happen to know what that's from?
The black Trish Stratus?
Trish's.
What's that from?
For when she main evented Raw, that
right. That's what I'm saying. That's her old attire.
Okay.
Yeah. And
just want to know if you.
No, I thought you were saying it was like a reference to like a movie or something, which Becky did.
No, Becky's was a movie.
Yeah, Becky's from Kill Bill. So yes. I was actually
it was straight up the fucking outfit.
Yeah, thank you for paying homage to that. Mm-hmm. Which in Kill Bill pays homage to Bruce Lee in the movie Game of Death. So
correct.
I know things. I'm smart.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this
overall match? If I were to give a rating, I would give it a 3 out of 5. It was that type of average match. Trish is obviously hasn't been in the ring much. Well, she was in the ring at WrestleMania, but let's be real, she's not doing this week to week.
Well, yeah, it's a tag match and at the WrestleMania match, and then
the whole thing again. His last singles match was 4 years ago.
Right,
there was a theme on the show 4 fucking years ago.
Oh,
yeah. Everything they referenced was 4 years ago.
What was it?
Before the pandemic.
What was your thoughts on the Zoe Starks popping up thing?
I like it. It shows that they're trying to push someone, make a star. Because before that, fans tweeted a photo that somebody was underneath the ring, and everybody's thinking, "Oh, it's Bray Wyatt. Oh right. Shit, here we go. Something stupid's about to happen."
Right.
But it was actually Zoe Stark. She came out, did her weird GTS move, and then broke Becky Lynch's nose.
Right. Again, we get a nose
another
break.
Becky nose break.
I think at this time, her nose is so delicate that even in a fucking sneeze, it'll bleed. So, other than that,
she's had women punching her straight in the face and then kneeing her in the face.
Right. So, still gonna keep a megastar, right? She's still gonna be up there. She's gonna be.
And this feud continues until SummerSlam, reportedly.
Right. So,
and let's be real, if they want somebody to get a rub off Trish Stratus, might as well be Zoe Stark.
Right. It's a.
And coming out of this draft,
it's a good look.
Coming out of this draft, the women's divisions on both shows weren't looking strong. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but I think
with potential challenges for titles, but now we can see they have at least an idea of a Zoe Stark and where they want her to be.
Yeah. So it's to me, I said, hey, it's a good start for Zoe to build on her run here in the main roster. What way to go at it than to pair up with Trish and go at it with Becky. That's giving you the reins right there to go tear it up. So.
And the basic rules of starting a feud is the heel wins first.
Right.
Get the heat.
Next up, we get Mustafa Ali versus Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Who didn't see Mustafa Ali getting this opportunity? Guys, he's Muslim. They're going to Saudi Arabia. Of course he was going to get this match.
Were they? I didn't think so. With the options in that battle royal, there was Johnny Gargano, Matt Riddle.
Yeah, but they always need that.
Let's be real.
They need that Muslim representation.
But look at the standings, though. Like you wouldn't, unless they just did it because it's another name for Gunther to kill, and that's what this whole thing was.
Pretty much. From what I had read and from what I had heard,
Mustafa Ali was fighting for his career in this match,
and I heard
with the rumors of roster cuts. His name is definitely on there.
And I heard, well, yeah, remember a couple of years ago he was ready to step out
to be fired twice.
Right, so he's already making a name for himself to be a bitter, unhappy person. But I think right now, this day and age, I think that might have changed, but it might be a little bit too late.
I think that bitter part is probably going away, and if he does get released, he's going to do those interviews saying that WWE gave him his well-deserved swan song.
Right.
Let him have his big championship match in Saudi Arabia.
See you in Impact.
It's perfect for him, though.
Yeah. He'll be the X Division champ.
But Gunther, once again, retains, and
I heard Gunther actually made him look really good.
He did. Well, he let Mustafa Ali get a lot of offense in, but once Gunther got going, he got going.
Wasn't a long match.
I mean, it was perfectly timed.
Right.
It's just that once this match is over, you once again have to go to the well. Who's next? It's probably gonna be Matt Riddle, and I'm fine with that.
Next, we get Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, which is odd to say the least. That both women on SmackDown,
especially with the outcome.
Both women are on SmackDown, and they're fighting for the Raw title.
Mm-hmm. Which they still need to address.
Right. So, from what I heard, that this match was actually pretty solid. And
nothing like the WrestleMania match. I'll say that.
No, was this better?
The WrestleMania match from start to bell was better than Mania, but the finish was 5 stars. It was better than it was a Mania.
Yeah, from what I
it was probably the most creative women's finish in years.
Right, from what I heard, with her spitting the mist on her hand and wiping it on Bianca's face.
She did the mist twice. The first time she spewed the mist, Bianca ducked and like rolled out the way, and then when the referee was checking on her, that she then spit on her hand. And then when Bianca got her for the KOD, rubbed it in her eyes, the mist, and then Bianca started screaming, and then Asuka kicked her in the back of the head. 1, 2, 3.
See, that's a finish.
That's a heel.
Yeah, that's a good way of finishing a match, especially with the creative way of using the mist. I would be remiss to say that I am very pleased with the whole Asuka attitude change. That now
finally,
right. This is really
we've been waiting since the Rumble,
right?
When she came out with the face paint, with the new look,
yes.
with her new / old look,
Kana.
Yeah,
Kana,
the killer clown.
But this was a solid finish, and I think this is about time where
timing though. What do you think? Because they let Bianca break the record, and then the first match she's in, she loses.
Right. So I'm not upset about it here. I'm glad that Asuka gets the win here.
Guess to keep it going. I don't know till SummerSlam.
We then get Rhea Ripley versus Natalya, which you said you weren't happy about this.
Nobody was happy about this match, Jay. I knew that the shit would hit the fan when Natalya was taking selfies during her entrance with fans. Like, obviously, time was cut. So, bell rings. Dominic asks for her phone number. Natalya, just to distract her. Rhea throws her into the ring steps twice. Riptide, 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
And then Natalya starts selling her knee. I'm like, if you're legit hurt, then this sucks. But if not, this just double sucks regardless.
Wow.
Long, awkward camera on Rhea and Dominic going up the ramp together. So definitely something was off. Something was not supposed to happen, or audible was called.
Right.
Because at this point, the matches were going like 10 minutes plus. So like Seth and AJ, Gunther and Ali, like all those matches before that went 10 minutes plus, and this one went like a minute and a half.
No, yeah, it was clocked in.
If you blinked, you missed it.
Yeah, it was clocked here at 70 seconds, a minute 10.
Yeah,
look,
you blinked, you missed it.
Both who are not in WWE anymore.
Yeah, right for the US.
watching the WWE channel on Peacock. They're having Mark Henry
Night of
versus
Champions, I think
the Night of Champions, and it's Mark Henry versus Rusev.
Not even for a title. I think it was just a Pride of USA.
Yeah, Rusev.
When he was cool.
Which he will be on apparently on Collision.
We'll see him soon.
Yes. We then get Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
I don't know how to feel about this. It was the match was fine. It didn't suck. I think just when Cody realized that he could use this cast as a weapon, and they pointed out he wore a cast that was made of titanium. Once he hit Brock in the head with the first time, then it immediately went from shit my arm to get over here, motherfucker. like he wasn't selling it, like the pain of like swinging his arm.
He was Super Cody.
Brock. Yeah, basically. This reminded me of when The Undertaker had his arm in a cast, 2002 for that Hell in a Cell match they had. It was like copy and paste, except there was no cell. But then the finish happened, and then Brock put him in the Kimura, and Cody passed out
from the pain.
Yeah,
the pain.
A lot of people were drawing Stone Cold passed out, and then people pointing out, that motherfucker was bleeding from the head,
right?
And and Brett was not letting go. Like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't know either.
Especially if the hope for us fans is Cody wins Money in the Bank, announces his cash in against Roman at SummerSlam, it finishes the story.
Well, I got some thoughts about who's going to win Money in the Bank. I got some thoughts. So, I guess we're going to see the rubber match afterwards. We'll get to see Cody versus Brock at the next pay-per-view.
I don't think Brock's advertised for Money in the Bank. And mind you, there's no pay-per-view in June. Next one's in July.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have a month of TV of Money in the Bank's build-up.
Build-up?
Yep.
Wow. So
weird.
We get that.
Because remember, Backlash was like, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So now we get the main event. We have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Cream of the crop.
Versus,
the reason for this whole show.
Versus the Bloodline. And
Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
Surprised this match went really long. This match went 25 minutes for the Unified WWE Tag Team Championships.
Did you happen to see the press conference reaction for Sami Zayn and his entrance?
No.
Massive pop for this dude.
Right.
Finally coming over to the country.
Hey, man, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, this was more for Sami. They emphasized him on Sami the most during this whole thing. His entrance, he spoke in their language. Everybody was popping. And then the match was good. Solid tag match. Solo did solo things. Roman was doing his thing. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are just proving that the tag division really needs them to at this moment because they had nothing going. If they were doing singles, they'd be in the same spot they were before, regardless of heel or face alignment. But as a team now, they add something to this tag division and they work well. And then once we get to the finish, where I would love to get your comments on all this because you said you saw the highlights.
Yeah.
So once the Usos came out, they dumped Kevin over the announce table, put the announce table over him for a brief second, ran to the ring, tried to do his double super kick to Sami, but then they super kicked their brother. Roman comes in, goes, "What the fuck you two doing here? I didn't tell you to come here. Go back." And then Jay's profusely apologized, like Roman, relax, Us, we got you. And Roman's like, "You don't got me nothing." And then Jimmy super kicking him in the face. Jay's about to comfort him, like "Oh shit, was sorry." And Jimmy's like, "Man, enough of this shit." And then he super kicks him twice in the head on his knees, and he rolls out the ring.
Wait, Jimmy kicked him twice?
Yeah, twice.
Oh.
When he's standing up, and then when Roman was on his knees, like dazed, Jimmy kicked him again.
Oh, okay.
And then with Michael Cole going, "Oh my God."
So,
Jimmy's screaming like, I've been waiting months to do that. Jay had no, and then Jay tried to pick Roman up, tense him, and Jimmy goes, No, you're my brother. Come with me. I got you, Oos.
Oh. Okay.
Sami
that's why I said it's a long game. This whole Bloodline storyline. It's
since the pandemic.
Yeah, it's the long game. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued by this.
Sammy hits the Luva kick on Solo. They get the win, and you get the awesome shot of Sammy saying, "You can't have these. You can't have these." And Roman just looking at him like shit.
Yeah, I knew.
So at least this part of the story is over. Sammy and Kevin get their redemption on Roman Reigns.
I knew that they weren't going to win because it would be really dumb for them to fly Sammy out there for the first time and for him to lose. That would just. But
also
be
on the dark side of your head, you're like, it's possible.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that happening, but really? But I am intrigued now with the inner battle that's happening within the bloodline. It's about that time, and
definitely a tag match coming up,
right?
And then probably a singles match.
Yeah,
more than likely with Jay versus Roman.
This is
everyone's pointing out every time one of these things happen. It's Jay. They point to Jay's reaction, go like he's having like PTSD. Like I know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like, if I go against him, he's because Jay got it the worst. Like the first time when Roman came back.
Right.
Like he felt Roman's wrath firsthand, and he knows what's going on or what will happen if he goes against him. And then advertised on SmackDown, Roman Reigns 1,000-day celebration.
I'm glad that they didn't.
So shit will hit the fan on Friday.
I'm glad that Solo and Roman didn't win because then people are going to try to put the belts on them on 2K23 and they're going to break the game. They're going to crack it. They're going to crash it. So,
system error.
Which is like I said, this is going to be an interesting way of how it plays out. I like the way that the bloodline storyline is going. This is what you call pristine long-term storyline. It's good. And your overall thoughts about the show?
Solid show. This continues the trend of great WWE pay-per-views, except for the Rhea and Natalya match, which honestly that could have been on TV, like the Austin Theory Sheamus one, but it's whatever. If you get past that, this was an excellent show. Probably one of their better Saudi shows.
Okay, so that's going to wrap that up. We're going to go into your predictions for NXT and for AEW because I did my predictions for AEW already. So let's just go AEW first, Double or Nothing. I told you before the mics went on, I'm not that excited for this pay-per-view.
Are you just sour on AEW right now?
No, I'm not. I'm more sour at the fact that the company has, Jesus Christ, there's 10 matches on the card. Fuck me.
Do you want to do the other show first? Or you have 6?
No. It's all right. We'll go through here.
But yeah, you were saying the company?
Yeah, the company is just wash, rinse, and repeat their whole program. I just see that this company could have done so much, but I've been saying for the longest time, when you got that one guy who tends to want to run the show all by himself, you can't be that fucking creative. You can't be that much of a storyteller for so many angles and be the only one doing it. It's impossible.
So you look at this card, the way it was structured, you don't think they did a good job?
Okay, well, we'll look at it. Let's do
let's on the buy-in.
Well, we get the 6-man tag.
Yeah, the Hardys and Hook against Ethan Page and the Guns. If the Hardys win, if Team Hardy wins, they own Ethan Page's contract.
So, who cares? Like that shit is dumb.
I agree. Yeah, the Matt Hardy contract owning thing has gone long enough.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's just dumb. And
it should have ended when they did the firm deletion.
Right.
That's where it ended, but they keep going with this Ethan Page thing now.
Hardy's and I gotta say the Hardys.
I have Hardys and Hook winning.
Because Hook hasn't lost yet, so.
Would I be surprised if Jeff takes a loss? Like you're not gonna start winning again on TV, buddy.
Well, he's not gonna. Well, you have him take the pin.
Yeah, Ethan Page pins Jeff. Well, you have one of the Guns pin him. Because the Guns are also coming off just losing the tag titles. And they don't got a rematch.
We then get the House of Black.
Open challenge.
Who do you think is going to answer the open challenge?
If I'm not thinking outside the box of who's the current free agent, it's probably going to be the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've been running trios matches for a while, and it makes the most obvious sense. But I'm gonna stick with House of Black retaining.
We get Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho in an unsanctioned match, but yes, they had to sign a contract for it. Roll eyes, roll eyes.
But I could see that where like
it's an unsanctioned match. It shouldn't be a contract signing.
I can see them signing like whatever we do to each other, we're not liable for it. So if
so it shouldn't be a contract. It should be a liability.
So if like Jericho stabs Cole, he can't be sued.
That's what I'm saying. So it shouldn't be a contract. It should be a liability. That's what it should be.
That's what they're signing.
Yeah,
though.
Hopefully.
But they just phrase it as a contract sign.
Sabu will be.
The addition of Sabu, the internet exploded on this one. Somebody that was a hater, and they, of course, goes in for the money.
Was a hater, said some derogatory stuff about blacks.
That's a big no-no.
Right, but yet you don't want Hogan.
They're white people.
You didn't want Hogan.
They're both white.
Right. You didn't want Hogan. You didn't want Brian Kendrick. Something happened with him the last minute before, which, by the way, that they did him a huge favor because now he's a producer again in WWE. He's fine.
Well, remember he was in Murky Waters, but that's a different story.
Yeah. So, let's
be real here. When Adam Cole signed, this was one of the matches I wanted.
Right.
The dream match, still in people's eyes and even mine. Just the fact that it's Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole, past versus
but
future.
An unsanctioned match.
Yeah, I don't. They should. The final match should have been this. We don't start with this.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this doesn't.
And I think the idea of Sabu coming in, it's like, I guess Mike Tyson wasn't available. I mean, shit. I'd have to go with Cole. If Cole's gonna be a potential challenger for MJF down the line, he's got to build big wins, and this would be one of them. Jericho does not need this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is the start of the feud. I doubt this ends. We're definitely gonna see a mixed tag at All Out, on All In.
Oh yes,
Cole and Baker against Saraya and Jericho.
Yeah.
All In.
Now. We then get Jade Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship, the match that no one gives a shit about.
The only thing I see is Jade winning, which would be obvious, and then Chris Statlander makes her return.
Okay.
To start that program, because Chris Statlander has been penciled in to beat her since day one. But this girl can't stay healthy.
We get the Anarchy in the Arena match. We have Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite.
We know where this is going. Blood and Guts. I'm saying Blackpool Combat Club. To things from Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita. Well, that other dude. That dude that just announced him and Claudio and Moxley are going against Tanahashi and Okada.
You say you think it's going to lead into Blood and Guts as well?
Most definitely, yeah. The month where WWE's not doing a pay-per-view, they're going to do Blood and Guts on TV. They always do it.
So I would say,
as much as Henry likes to disagree with me, the facts are the fucking facts. They do Blood and Guts on TV. They don't do it on pay-per-view.
When did they ever do it on pay-per-view?
Never.
Oh. Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Championship.
It should be good. I liked their match from Full Gear. I'm gonna say Tony Storm wins.
Yeah, it says that Jamie Hayter is working with an injury, so it looks like this might be the chance for her to drop the belt so she can take some time off.
Because you know who's coming back? Thunder Rosa.
Oh, Thunder Rosa!
We'll see other people like her when she comes back.
The Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW International Championship. Do we finally get the belt off of Orange Cassidy?
I see no surprises. It's exactly 21 people. It's a casino gimmick, but no surprises. I'm going to go with Jay White.
I'm going to go... I think a surprise will be...
There's the 5...
Miro.
There's not going to be a surprise. It's all 20... They've announced 21 people.
I don't know. I've still...
You think like somebody's going to get taken out?
Yep. I think Miro. I think that'll be a nice wild card. Miro.
I mean, shit, I'll write Joe around, but
yeah,
he's going to be a collision, but he's a Ring of Honor guy.
Wardlow versus Christian Cage for the AEW TNT Championship, and it's a ladder match. Why?
The idea of Christian doing a ladder match in 2023 really scares me. With his injury history. And also, this is a singles. I mean, let's be real here. Wardlow's still green, still learning. I mean, it should go to Christian.
You would think, right?
Christian should get this, but I'll just say this: if Wardlow loses, this is the end of his push. Send his ass to Ring of Honor. Let's be real here. Once Collision comes around, there's no room for him. On 3 shows, there's no room. Might as well send him to Ring of Honor, rebuild himself. Let him build himself up, be Claudio, whoever the Ring of Honor champion is, and then come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
There's your story right there for Wardlow.
I said they should change the belt and just put a hot potato on it. Just put a nice hot flaming potato on that title, because that belt.
But let's be real here. They've elevated the international title to their secondary, which nobody expected. Let's be real here.
Yikes.
The TNT and TBS titles are meaningless.
We then get FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal for the AEW tag titles, and Mark Briscoe will be the special guest referee.
FTR retains.
Huh?
FTR retains.
No extra commentary here.
If Jarrett walks out of this show with a belt, there's something wrong. And I like Jeff Jarrett, but in 2023, that man should not have a belt. Also, let's end this Jarrett Lethal thing. It's gone on way too long now. And we've been like do the whole thing where Lethal's like, you know what, Briscoe, you're right. You've been my boy, Jarrett. Fuck you, type thing.
And finally, we get MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the AEW World Championship, the 4 Pillars match.
MJF retains. I think, despite its bill, the match is going to be good. It's going to be excellent.
I'm hoping that MJF retains and we get something else that pops out of here.
Yeah. Well, remember they have Forbidden. No, not Forbidden Door next. I think.
Is it Forbidden? Yeah, I think Forbidden Door.
No idea anymore.
Yeah, Forbidden Doors in June. Yeah,
it's Forbidden. Yeah, Forbidden Door is next. So whatever they plan on doing, start teasing it now.
Yeah, because they're gonna get MJF versus Okada or something like that.
No, it's probably gonna be against Sonata. Because Sonata's their world champion at the
moment.
But yeah, overall, I think I don't expect a lot of surprises on this show. I'm maybe a tease of Punk, but I think you could probably get a Miro, Andrade, Scorpio Sky. Like those people will pop up, show their faces, be like make sure they play Collision. Like watch Collision.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of those commercials.
Yeah, not even commercials. I think they're gonna be like around.
Oh,
like they're gonna pop up.
So that is going to wrap up our predictions on AEW's Double or Nothing, leading us to NXT's Battlegrounds. Are you invested in this or not?
I like what NXT's doing. I think a lot of reporting of what the guys are going to do when they get called up interests me as well. I mean, I'm not one of these people that hates NXT with a passion at this point. I just look at it as what's next for all of them because their goal is the main roster.
I don't think there's anybody who really hates the show. I think
there's people that hate it. They miss the old NXT. I get it. It's not this is not the old NXT.
I mean,
everybody has a gimmick, which is understandable. I mean, Shawn Michaels thinks he's back in 1995, so everybody has to have a gimmick or a hobby.
He's back in 95.
I mean, look at Tyler Bate, one of the best pure wrestlers, and he's a guru.
Speaking of that, you have
that's one of the
Tyler Bate versus Wesley and Joe Gacy for the North American Championship. Well, and by the way, this show is running at the same time as all
stupid.
All AEW's Double or Nothing.
Not for nothing, this show would have aired at 1 at the Performance Center, but they want it going on the road and test the market. Good luck.
It should have.
Well, good luck.
But
they're gonna need it. This one could go either way, but I'm gonna go to the dark horse. I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy. Because looking at his current group, it's over. Because you have the dyad asking for the release, not getting them, and then publicly saying, once our contracts are up in September, we're done.
Right.
And the only thing Joe Gacy has now is Ava Raine, The Rock's daughter.
All right.
Joe Gacy with the belt kind of helps, and then you have. It's better for Wesley if he's chasing. I'll say that.
I think that this is going to be.
Also, Tyler Bate, he's probably one of the main call-ups coming in the summer.
Yeah, they do. They do like him. You're right. I'll probably go with Gacy here as well.
Because Tyler Bate's been in WWE for the longest without being on the main roster. I think him going on the main roster and tangling it up with Gunther or Pete Dunne on SmackDown is a better option at this point.
We also have Gallus versus the Creed brothers for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
Like you said before, the TNT title, it's just put a big fucking potato on these belts because honestly they could go either way. But again, I see the Creeds getting a call up soon. Don't put the belts on them now if that's the plan. So I'm gonna say Gallus retains.
I'll stay with I'll say Gallus retains here. I would like the Creed brothers to go with Chad Gable.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real here. If they were on the main roster and they were the new Alpha Academy, and the whole Chad Gable's thing is like you have to call me Master Gable going forward.
Yeah,
I mean Otis as a babyface, I miss that old baby. You could have him have fun with the Maximum Male models, but let him go back to Otis. Lovable. Hell, bring Mandy Rose back. Put them two together. Well, they're starting to do that with Maxine Dupree.
Right.
That little thing, so that could work.
I forget.
Let Otis be goofy again.
That's what I said. I said, Otis could be Otis. Although I liked him as a powerhouse with Gable, but yeah.
And let's be real here. When Gunther drops the Intercontinental title, if Chad Gable's on a roll, give him the fucking Intercontinental title.
Right.
And he has these two athletic son of a bitches, the Creeds, watching his back.
Yeah, those guys. I was kind of worried about them early on, but they've sure enough stepped it up, and they.
Julius has gotten the Kurt Angle comparison already, so you know how much they want him to go to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Chad Gable looks like fucking Kurt Angle.
So we then get
Ela. We're going with Gallus.
Ela Dragunov versus Dijak for the last man standing.
Don't you fucking disrespect my boy.
Dijakovic. In the last man standing match. Why is this a last man standing match?
They've been trying to kill each other on TV. So because Dijak's whole thing is he's the Terminator. That's what Ray calls him. Like, bro, he looks like the Terminator. But my response is, well, what else are you going to give him? He's a very athletic big man, and on the main roster, he was fucking T-Bar. He's back in NXT, and he's doing much better than he was. And he was doing way better before Retribution. This is his Retribution. Dijak should win if they're going to continue him being a killer giant. Because I don't know if you saw the whole thing with Dragunov, him being the fourth member of Imperium.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Yeah, I love that idea.
I do as well.
So I'm going to go with Dijak here. And a lot of these picks, I'm basing this off of the losers of these are off to greener pastures or whatever, or shittier pastures, depending on where they go.
Well, remember, once the cuts happen, then the call-ups are happening. So,
well, but I think a lot of these people are not getting cut. Let's be real here. The people they're booking on TV that they have plans for are safe.
Right.
The people we don't see, like the ones that are listed as free agents, don't go near your phone. In NXT, if you're not progressing, don't go on social media.
So Happy Corbin, was he signed to SmackDown or no?
No, he's still a fucking free agent.
But he's over there beating the shit out of fucking
Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, to the boo.
Well, they're slowly thinking about turning him back to the Lone Wolf.
It'd be cool if they paired up.
I mean, I pitched that. I said that on the fucking group. I said they have the money gimmick.
Yeah. Or even if he goes back to the Lone
unlikely
Wolf.
tag partners.
Yeah, but even if he's the Lone Wolf, that'll be cool. But he won't be a Lone Wolf. He'll be a paired wolf.
if he was bum ass Corbin,
he'll be the Pack.
If you, I mean, shit, Money Pack. Fuck it.
Right.
There's your team name if you want it.
We got
got
You say you're taking Dijak. Okay, so we got
the women's finals.
Well, I'll get to that in a sec. We got Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee in a British round rules match for the NXT Heritage Cup. I like these matches; they're fun.
I was gonna say, do you know what this fucking is?
Yeah. I know. I've seen. I like the matches.
It's pretty much like pure rules.
Yeah, I like it.
Like certain amount of rope breaks, no punches.
Right.
You know what the funny thing was? Until this man popped up on NXT, I thought he was fired for the longest time. Noam Dar.
No, he was injured.
No, I know, but I'm saying I thought he was fired.
No.
And then he shows up with this fucking trophy, which, by the way, if you watch the episodes in order, this should not be his. It's Mark Coffey's.
Yeah, I heard that it's Coffey. Yeah,
yeah, whatever. We're gonna stick with Noam Dar holding this. This should be good, but I think the rules are gonna limit what they can do.
Right.
This is gonna be like 3 rounds, 2 certain minutes. And so far, Dragon Lee, he is high. He's like one of those guys that they have high hopes for, as like, we need a next generation luchador when Ray finally hangs up the boots. And Dragon Lee is an option.
Right.
So hopefully this match shows something, but I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna say Dragon Lee. Because Noam Dar in the end is one of those guys that's in NXT to help the younger guys.
Right.
He's one of them. But I think Noam Dar's time in WWE is running short. So I got Dragon Lee.
And we got the tournament fighter for the NXT Women's Championship. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Lyra. What is it? Valkyria?
Valkyrie.
Valkyria?
Yeah. It's so weird because her and Taya's names are so close.
Right.
But Taya Valkyrie and Lyra Valkyrie.
Whatever.
Sure. But I had Tiffany winning this from the beginning. I got Tiffany winning.
Yeah, Tiffany gets it. I mean, come on. And then finally we have Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship.
2 problems with this. Because I've been watching the TVs. 1, Braun Breaker says, fuck this title. So why is he getting a title shot?
That's interesting.
Like, the man when he turned, he goes, this belt held me down. I don't want this shit anymore. So why would they put the belt on the line? And 2, for how physical these two have been, it should get a street fight, no DQ step, but it's just a regular one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I have to go with Carmelo. I think Braun's new aggression is going to play a lot into this.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time it was even. I think it's going to be more Braun kicking this guy's ass, and then Carmelo gets the upset win.
So Braun, you believe gets the win here?
No, I got Carmelo.
Oh, you got Carmelo
with the upset win.
I'm gonna say Braun.
Because I'm looking at Braun, and Braun is main roster bound. It's just any day now. It's just that once he goes to the main roster, who would you pair him with, and where would you go? I likely it would be SmackDown,
right?
But you never know at this point.
And
with Carmelo, there's still a story there you could play with him and Trick Williams, and that
right,
and that's probably something they plan on doing by WrestleMania time. Or by the Rumble, however long they have, because all the women in NXT are fucking hurt.
Right,
they have all torn ACLs.
Yeah, that's crazy that the whole women's roster just.
The cardio coach is in the hot seat.
Yeah, they have.
Apparently, he's pushing all the women a little too hard, making them lift weights that are past or too much for them.
Right.
But, yeah.
Wonder who's their cardio coach.
I have no idea. But with NXT, a lot of these people, you hope none of them get hurt, because then their pushes are fucked and TV's fucked.
All right, so that's going to wrap up NXT Battleground.
Shout out to the people that just watch this and not AEW.
Two TVs are going at the same time, I'm telling you. Especially in this household. We got them both going on at the same time.
We're going to have the audio on for one, though.
I want to do a quick recap because I've been doing a series on the WWE 2K23 game, and I know you've played it. And
let's also talk about the AEW game, because a lot of stuff is coming out of that bullshit.
Oh yeah, I
graphically. Oh my lord!
I'm but for this portion of, of the review, I want to cover I want to cover the MyRise, and you've gone through it. I'm still playing it.
I've gone through both. I have to go back through the women because I made the wrong choice towards the end. I went heel.
Oh, okay.
I went heel instead of doing face, and then I missed a lot of objectives where I could unlock a lot of stuff. So,
okay.
I have to go back and do that.
I'm playing through the lock right now.
So corny.
It's so tongue in cheek. It's very.
Where'd you get the John Cena lock?
It's the. Yeah, it's very tongue in cheek, very behind the scenes. When they're telling you the how the booking is done and all, I'm up to the tournament in Japan. That's what I'm at.
Oh, the G1.
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty cool. I thought that was good for them to do that.
Very clever.
I'm also very impressed that when you go to these matches and you have them, that they don't have any commentary. So yeah. that's very smart. I think that the booking,
I love it when in the Tokyo Dome Arena they have that one fan that goes then there's like like doing the two-show clapping and then you get the one like
I like the story with the well first.
What do you think about the names though? The auto-generated names, like this is a trend for 2K. But not WWE, but the NBA ones. Like the worst one when the NBA did it was Frequency Vibrations. When Spike Lee directed that. That was god awful.
Yeah, that one was terrible. Frequency.
I'm a white person and my character has a black twin sister.
Well, it's funny because it's actually a play. It was a play of someone who played high school ball in New York a few years back, and his name was.
It was just the whole beginning of that whole career was just a movie.
Right, but
just the cutscenes, and then you play a few games, and then.
But there was a guy back in the '90s, I believe, who played high school ball. Yeah. His name was Scientific Mathematics.
Fuck off.
You know, seriously. So,
but then with WWE, the trend is
The Chosen, as the Asian,
the arrogant Asian dude,
The Chosen. Did you when you picked your faction did you go with first? Did you go with Hurt Business?
I saw a lot of cutscenes involving like the Evolution one, so I went with the Hurt Business.
Oh, okay.
Mine. And it was all right, but I don't know.
It
only changed. It's interesting when they choose like what the options were if you didn't pick them.
Right.
So like if you pick Evolution, it's you a created guy for the story and Randy Orton.
Right.
And you're going against the Hurt Business, which is MVP, Carmelo Hayes, and Omos. But then when I picked the Hurt Business, Evolution was Randy Orton, Damian Priest, and Austin Theory.
Which that's a really good fucking team, though. I ain't gonna lie.
But it still throws you off when like Damian Priest makes his entrance like representing the Judgment Day. Like,
right?
No, he's representing Evolution right now.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, like those options were good, and then like the side. I don't if you do like the side matches, like interesting ones.
Yeah.
Where like especially the women, if you. Sonya Deville makes you sign to indie company for life, and you have to beat her just to get out of it, or she has to leave WWE.
Right.
That type of thing. The men's ones are interesting, like you're going for the 24/7 title
against Matt Riddle.
Like the occasional backstage brawls are fine, but if your moveset doesn't apply to that, it's going to take you forever to knock them out.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I've been able to have like certain finishers that have like that key. Knockout kind of ability, like a lot of knees,
right?
A lot of stuff like that.
And you said you finished them?
No. I'm in the middle of.
Okay, so for the men one, when you get to the end, if you want to get like 100%, you're gonna have to do all of them because slight spoiler, you're gonna create your own faction to go against Sean's.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna have to choose 2 people, and they give you like 12 options.
Oh, okay.
But basically, everybody like all the top guys, like you get to pick Cena, Ray, Brock. I'll give you one which is funny. You DM Brock, like, hey Brock, you want to be in my faction? And he goes, who the hell are you? and he goes, oh, I'm new around here, but here's the deal: I'll fight Gunther for you if you join my faction, and then you get thrown into a match with Gunther.
Yeah, that sounds like.
And then, but the thing is, once you do all of them, at that point they're selectable. So you do it, but at the end of the day, you might not even pick Brock for your stable because you're gonna have certain options.
All right. So
Yeah.
which one did you prefer? The lock?
Overall, I think the women's one I tolerated more. Only because there was interest in the fact that they tried to play a little history lesson in there with your aunt, the legend aunt you have, and then because that one it was more of like left and right paths. Where in the lock one, it's more straightforward.
Okay,
where it seems like your character, you don't really make a choice. You just choose certain things, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to go full heel, I'm going to go full face. With the women's one, there's a clear choice of like what the hell you're going to do.
Okay.
And there was with those options, for me, it was easier to go face because then the extra stuff popped up like, oh, you could get this arena, you could get this attire, blah, blah, blah.
Right. So, but overall, what's your thoughts about the MyRise portion of the game?
I think this year it's probably the best they did. I mean, I still like the one where BCW was like your main indie, like that type of thing. But I'm liking I like that this MyRise they included a lot of like the DLC characters from the last game.
Yeah,
like are more involved. Because when MyRise happens every year, it's always which characters are going to get voiceovers or like which bad voice acting are we going to hear this year. I think this year it's been solid. There's been a few oddballs, but I think when it comes to certain choices, I think also character selections, this year is a lot of very funny ones, like El Ordinario, or there's like a female luchador like El Crab, like El Lobster Mobster, whatever the fuck is her called. It's different.
I like that Sammy in the male was Sammy. That has I actually thought it was cool that they were doing the motion capture match for the 2K.
Yeah, that was a weird choice. It didn't stay long though. That was one thing.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Just to progress one thing.
So next time we'll come around the bend. The next one I'll be doing, which will be the final one, which will be the universe.
What do you think about the DLC? Because the recent one with OC, Pretty Deadly, and Tiffany Stratton.
I thought it was a good drop. I was cool with that DLC.
Do you usually go through the moves to see like what new moves there are?
Yeah, and I also watch a lot of YouTube pages that do it. So,
right.
So
because we're not going to remember every fucking new thing.
Yeah,
You like the idea of new characters being added in?
Yeah, I saw that they put in the Mia Yim and Candice. I was good. I was able to delete the ones that I fucking that I had to download. But they need to do more of that.
They pretty much did that last year too.
Yeah,
like Dijakovic, King Corbin.
Yeah,
the characters that were in MyRise that weren't playable.
They did say that
they made playable.
They did say that they were going to do a little bit more of that, especially come around the next drop for July. I mean for June. You're gonna look at June and July to see what
there's gonna be several versions of Bray Wyatt.
Right.
The Fiend.
So, like I said, the next one we're gonna do is we'll check is the universe mode. I followed a step by step on YouTube on how, because everybody was talking about it's still broken or whatever, and there's a guy who was like, "No, it's not. You just got to do this."
Have you done my GM?
GM I did cover. I did like it. But it's because it's better than last year.
Slight improvements.
Yeah, but every match that I book, it has to be like a fucking AEW fucking event. It's like you got to have tables matches and everything.
Like I don't have the money for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me book the way I wanna.
Yeah. So, but other than that,
the only slight thing about my GM, I don't know if I was here for it, but you could make ECW brand an option.
Right. Like
hopefully that's a patch in.
Create a show
because I don't know if I'm talking about like my GM.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I would have.
If I wanted to pick like Mick Foley as my GM, or hell, pick make Paul Heyman an option as a GM.
Right, but I would have, like I said, I would have liked to have like a create your own show kind of thing.
I think they do have that.
No, you have to pick out of it's WCW.
But when there's a create a show, but it's not like
it's not in GM.
It's more like like graphic. You pick the graphics.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of like create a pay-per-view mode.
Right, like that. But like I said, with Universe Mode, I'll give you guys the full review because for you to really get it to where you don't have any issues with it, you have to do a clean erase of the whole universe.
start all over.
You have to create. You have to. Yeah, when you start, you got to clean erase, delete all the shows, and then re-add them. And it's a time-taking process, but it works. Even
that's why my advice every time for Universe is wait till all the DLC, everything's released, and then go in. Because once everything keeps being added in, you're gonna have to go back in, change everything the way you want it, get rid of the CEWs that you downloaded.
Yeah, that's what I
do. This whole process.
You have to delete the rivalries. The only thing the managers you delete as well. The only thing you kept was the tag teams. So hopefully it was like a 2-day process for me because I had to do it.
And you're very meticulous.
I'm very, very detailed when it comes to it. So, well, I'll do a big coverage. We'll review that for the future. And finally, you brought up AEW's Fight Forever. Your previews, your thoughts of that
from the Double or Nothing fan fest. A lot of screen grabs of certain people that should look like who they are, and some that don't. I mean, have you seen the Eddie Kingston one that is utterly not him? I mean, with a lot of screenshots, it's confirmed that CM Punk's still in the game.
Right.
Brody Lee is in. No screenshots yet of Owen Hart or Captain Insano. Who will be in the game?
Captain Insano.
Yeah, that was one of the deals when Big Show signed. That like his character and his portray of Captain Insano from the Waterboy would be in the video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
gameplay, it's a lot of No Mercy and SVR, I would say, because a lot of the moves look exactly the same. Like the double team moves they showed off, exactly the same way they used to work. Just that when I was talking with Ray about this, that they rushed this shit so much that like if Ray was sitting here, he'd tell you this game is not polished.
It's not?
Graphically, it doesn't look polished. They just focused on the gameplay and like maybe half-assed or gave like 75% into the character models.
Right.
And then with like if anybody expecting like full character entrances, that's not what you're getting. You're getting them on the ramp. It reminds me of when TNA put out their video game, and that's not a good thing.
No, it's I was just playing it the other day too, where you get the ramp entrances. It's
No Mercy.
Yeah, it's the No Mercy. That guy. Although I love that fucking game. I have it on my own.
Yeah, but No Mercy is one of a kind. We've seen a lot of mods do that over the years, but now a fully fledged game with a brand that's number 2 in the country
with the big next gen console, like
yeah. And the funny thing is, I feel it feels more of a Nintendo Switch title than a PS, like a PlayStation or Xbox title.
Yeah.
And on the Switch, it may work more. And then, like, the opposite way WWE did it on the Switch, where everything was fucking slow as all hell. It's going to feel fast on the AEW console.
No,
it should be game, I feel.
It should be like, Wrestling Empire has more of a fucking playability of that.
Pro, yeah, fire.
No. Do you ever play Wrestling Empire or Wrestling Revolution?
I've seen a lot of gameplay. This shit looks nuts.
It's fucking amazing. It's awesome.
I've seen where people put like a Boston Crab, and then all of a sudden the leg breaks off.
Yeah,
and your character is limping around with one leg.
It's fucking amazing. The wrestlers die in the game. It's fucking great. I gotta access that. I gotta download it on my emulators actually. But other than that,
this game is coming out in June, which scares me.
And remember, this is the one that Kenny Omega and
this is Kenny Omega's baby.
And what's her name? The referee Aubrey Edwards.
Well, Aubrey put more effort into the mobile games. Let's be real here.
Oh Jesus! That we could blame her for that.
Yeah,
trash. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up Around the Square Circle. And as always, thank you guys for checking in. And my brother, since you are the proprietor of the social medias, let them know where they can check you out and where they can get at us.
My social M_Sarantino 530, and then for Turnbuckle Tabloid social itself at Instagram and Twitter at Turnbuckle Tab.
Guys, love you guys as always, and this is gonna wrap us up here on this end. And enjoy your wrestle nights, and thanks again for checking in. Love you guys.
Be safe.
See you guys later.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Tabloid.